But then it was Laura's birthday, and we have a child and a family, and everybody's like mad at me because I don't have iMessage. iMessage is never. I tried some hacky shit. It's never coming to Android. Zelda wants to FaceTime me when I'm traveling. I can't FaceTime with her. I got to get my fucking iPhone on Wi-Fi. And I was just like, you know what, Laura, as a gift to you and to the family and to my daughter, I'm just going to switch back to the iPhone. It's just not worth it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I'm not going to enjoy it. But it's not worth the pain that I'm causing the entire family, the extended family.
Bringing shame to the
to the whole clan. At any rate, so I switched to the iPhone, and here's what I'll say about it. It's very annoying. It does some very annoying things.
The way that it does things is extremely
I'm sorry. I'm constantly like, how do I do this thing that should be simple? Like, just things that shouldn't be hard are hard on it.
Yes.
And I will say this, in modern versions of Android, that is not the case. If you go buy a Pixel right now, things that are hard on your iPhone will be less hard on your Pixel. Also, it's fucking slow. It moves so slowly. It is like being in molasses.
Like I said, chunky.
It's just like, I get it, like you're for like the elderly, but give me like a mode, just give me like an option to like speed it up.
You can turn off all those little animations and
no,
stuff, but
they don't. I'm sorry. No, it doesn't change. It does. Here's what I think. It's like reduced motion. That doesn't change the speed. I think it's an illusion. I've heard people tell me this before. They're like, "Oh, just turn off motion and like it'll be faster." And it's like, no, your brain thinks it's faster, but all that's happening is there's no animation. The fades are just as fucking slow.
Yeah.
Passwords. I don't store all my passwords in the.
Can't live with them. Can't live without them.
No, I now use one password.
That's what I use.
And you have to like dial it up through some arcane menu system, and then it gives you another menu, and it gives you there's a password and there's a code. It's like the iPhone's constantly asking you for your approval of things. Do you want this? Are you sure about this? Can you put your password in? Can you enter some things? There's some. Can you do two-factor?
And from one angle, that's sort of good because I want to be notified when things are happening. But from another angle, it's so reflexive to me to just get past these fucking menus that I end up tapping things that I would have probably said no to.
It's fine. The iPhone never learns. It never learns like what you want. It's always just like, this is what I do. Here's how I do it. I'm not going to ever change. You need to like contort to my version of reality. Most importantly, and I think most vexing is most of my problems would probably be solved if I could just like define what my apps are that I use. Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of them could at least, not being able to say that I just want to use Chrome for links.
That continues to be a complete joke.
Things like, look, they have this thing called Assistive Touch, which is you can put this little dot on the screen and it'll like let you do a bunch of shortcuts. It's a super awesome idea.
It's for people who used to break their home button.
It's for people who broke their home button, or like people who need, it's one of the accessibility settings, and there are people who definitely need it. It's not just like a nice to have, like it's necessary. But like some of the ideas in it are actually like quite striking. Like I can double tap on the dot to bring my notification window down. I can single tap on it to bring I can set these, by the way, single tap on the dot to bring my control center down. Presumably, like if I wanted to, and what should be possible is I can triple tap on it to get the camera open or whatever. None of these ideas are actually at play in the OS. They're this like weird auxiliary.
It's like a hacky, it solves problems that they could just solve by making it better.
But here's a real problem I have all the time. I'm using my phone. Something's happening that I need to take a picture of. I have to like figure out where my camera is, the camera icon, because
I always just lock it and then long press.
Which is the kind of dumb shit that iPhone users do. The weird hoops that people jump through because they don't realize that it could be better. It could be different. Yeah. On Android, those are not the problems are not like that, because people have been like, oh, either you can do this in the OS because it gives you like these types of pieces of access, or like Google figured out like, you know what, double pressing on the home button to quickly open the camera is super useful. Mm-hmm. And it like your brain immediately makes the connection that whenever you need the camera, all you have to do is double tap on the power button and it'll open it. You know what double tap on the power button does on the iPhone? Well, it opens your Apple Pay card.
Yeah, which
you use like maybe once or twice a day. You know how often you use the fucking camera on the phone? Like 100 times a day. So no one there was like, hey, what makes sense here? Hold it down. Siri comes up. I can set it to triple tap. You know what I can set it to triple tap to do? disappear and reappear that dot that shows up to use assistive touch. It's like none of this makes any sense. And that's an accessibility setting. So there's lots of little weird things. It's like they just made it. It's just like everything on the iPhone feels crufty, slow, poorly thought out, like a hack, like duct tape, and it's never getting better. Like I've seen iOS 13. I downloaded it from my iPad. I'm like, oh, a new. We'll see what it's like. And it's like, yeah, you made the icon smaller and you put some widgets on one screen. Like, I don't know what the improvement here is. We're still living in a world where the clock icon ticks the seconds, but the weather icon never shows you the temperature.
I know.
I mean, look, I don't want to keep complaining about it.
Yeah, we can move on.
But but on the flip side, every phone is basically the fucking same now. The camera's fine.
Yeah.
It's not as good as the Pixel, but it's fine. iMessage is great.
FaceTime's a joy.
Once you are part of the iMessage and FaceTime clan, and I was a while ago, and now I'm back in the fold. I have a whole new circle of friends now.
Mm-hmm.
I have people who are talking to me that I haven't talked to in years. I'm suddenly part of the conversation. And by the way, I don't really like talking to people, so it's not that great. But it's a fucking phone. I have Gmail on it. I've got fucking Chrome on it. It does all the basic shit. It just is a little bit more annoying. And I will say, there's probably 5 minutes.
The thing that bothers me is these are all fairly easy fixes.
They're fixable. If somebody with a sledgehammer can go in and say, new ideas, guys, we're just going to blow some of this shit up.
They're just easy.
They have an app.
It's so finished in a lot of ways.
They have an app called, Apple made an app called Shortcuts. Do you know what Shortcuts does?
Yeah.
It creates shortcuts to things that they should let apps do. It's like, I have a shortcut.
It's like
which is a button in my like a little widget window, which is go home. And go home puts my home address in Waze and then starts navigating. There are ways to do that where I don't have to go into another app to make that happen. But like, Apple just like doesn't think about it. Like, it's like they're not thinking about how people use things.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so long and short is like the iPhone's fine. I love it and it's great. And I'm very happy to be an iPhone user. And I can't wait to get my next big notched, shitty fucking glass bullshit breaks on first drop phone. My shitty garbage case I have to put on it that looks like garbage that makes it hard to put it in my pocket. So congratulations to Apple for forcing me to use this phone. I hope you're all happy.